Hello, 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 everybody. It's been a while. It's been what? A month? A month? It's been a month since we've done a real. I'm already tongue twisted. Very bad son. It's been a month since we've done a real talk, and thank you for joining me. The Razor Company, hello. Phil, hello. Some of these names I can't read. They're not easy to read. Hello, IX. That's really tough to read. Hello, Go Hobbs, my man. Splitting Time, hello. Kimberly, hello. Kim Gray. J Mac, hello. Marion, good to see you, brother. Mostly Vintage Head Shaver, hello, hello, hello. And we're just saying a few hellos. Of course, we're going to have Sneaky Pete from Ariana and Evans on tonight. We were going to have Pastors, but they had to cancel, and so we will be having Pete on. And Pete, do you want me to invite the Ariana and Evans account? I don't know. We'll figure that out in a minute. But thanks for joining us, everybody. By the way, I want to mention there'll be a couple of giveaways tonight from the Razor Company. It's going to give away a $20 gift card and also a Never Alone set. So that's very awesome. Thank you, Jason, the very generous and awesome Jason. And hello, everybody. Ben, Sup Shaves, Robzilla. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. We really, really appreciate it. Canadian Mafia, Chris Fry. And if I miss anybody, I should say I apologize. Okay, let's invite Sneaky Pete on because he needs to get down to business here. So give me just a moment to invite Sneaky Pete. Just a second, and I will get Pete in here tonight, and then we'll move the camera so I don't have all this up here. There he is. Hello, Pete.
Hello there. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Yeah, doing good.
Adjustments here.
Yeah, me too.
You know, it's landscape, so you always have too much space up here or down here, and
That's right.
It requires a little bit of adjustment.
Well, I'm used to too much space up this way.
Me too. So how's it going this evening?
Oh, I'm sorry?
How's it going so far?
No, it's been a busy day. You know, we had 2 releases today.
You did?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
Well, go ahead. Talk about the release. It's a good place to start.
Oh, I don't want to talk too much about business.
Too bad.
Just have fun.
Do it in
All right, so Indo Ink and Apricity. So, yeah, Indo Ink is based upon, I took a trip. So, you know, with my old job, I used to go to Australia a lot because I had the Australian market, the US market, all over. Mm-hmm. So what I did is instead of flying directly home, I went to Indonesia, and I spent like a week in Bali. And I ended up getting a tattoo, which is, I don't know if you could see, this temple here behind the Ganesh at this place. It was the coolest place. It was right in Bali. And it just kind of stuck with me, and the smells and the ambiance and all that stuff. So I was just recently, well, a few months ago, thinking about that. And I thought, you know, let's try to come up with something that would be kind of reminiscent of that tattoo parlor, but just a tattoo parlor in general. So I mean, I think we nailed it, but we'll see what everyone else says. So
nice.
Yeah. So it's cool. I love the label, but I think the scent is nice. And then Apricity, which is
that one's
it's
good.
not,
I like that.
Yeah, honestly. So Asian Plum is our all-time big seller. It still sells like crazy. I'm surprised. And even with our retailers, I mean, they're always buying that up. And I love it. And we have Asian Pear, and we have the Peach Silver, and a couple others. This will be my favorite. This is my favorite. You know, a couple are a little on the sweet side. You know, one maybe on a boozier side. This is just in between. Yeah. It's not too sweet. It's kind of that tart because of the apricot, and it's a natural apricot. It's not like a synthetic. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scent. So of the two, I told the guys in the group, you know, if you had to choose one, if you're just going to go with one, that would be my choice anyway.
That would be my choice as well, because you were good enough to allow me to test that. And man, I said, this is a good one. I really like it. And I know people know I tend to favor bright scents, but this one is not too sweet.
It's kind of nailed right there in the middle.
Yeah, it's in
Like you
between.
said,
It's like a
it's really good.
semi-sweet, little bit of tartness to it. It's got the warmth to it because of the resins that we've added, and so it's cool. I like it a lot.
It's sweet enough to please the folks who like sweet scents, but not so sweet that it'll run off the folks who are opposed to it. So I think it's really good. And that one, I ordered the splash tonight, and I picked up a couple of other things. I wasn't sure about indigo ink. I was like,
I don't think that would be in your wheelhouse, but I mean, I know what you like. So yeah, I don't think. Although it may surprise you. You know what?
yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I'll send. You know what? I'll send one to you, and you can use it as a giveaway. How's that?
Sure.
I'll send you a set.
Always happy to.
Give it away, and then this way you get to smell it and see if you like it.
Awesome. Thank you, Pete, for that. By the way, Jason, if you all didn't catch it earlier, I did an unboxing. He sent 10 pounds worth of soaps for giveaway to help create awareness for mesothelioma. I'm saying that, Kim.
Oh.
Gray. We're doing the blue shaves Sunday, folks. This Sunday, do your blue shaves. Remember that mesothelioma is out there. It's rare form of cancer. Kim Gray is battling that, of course, right now. Everybody knows Kim at this point.
She's wonderful.
She's an inspiration because it's a very, very, she doesn't talk about it, but I do talk to her. It's a very, very serious thing. She's looking at some very, very serious procedures coming up, but each day her outlook is positive. It is just sending love, sending good vibes, despite the fact that she's facing some tough sledding ahead. And so we all want to create that awareness and just let people know, hey, this form of cancer, you may not hear a lot about it. You hear a lot about breast cancer, prostate cancer, not this particular one. So it's something to think about. So Sunday, in your shaves, if you could use blue, and Jason literally sent a whole box of blue stuff that I'm going to be giving away. That guy is just
he's incredible. So cool. Jason's great. I look forward to meeting him someday. He's such a nice guy. Real nice guy.
I mentioned this in a video the other day, but last weekend he called because he wanted to talk about this giveaway. And the first words out of his mouth were, "How are you?" Or actually he said, "How's your family? How's your mother?" Because my mother has leukemia. Is going through it right now. My mother-in-law also has a latter stage cancer. And my nephew has cancer, who's 7 or 8 now. The first words out of his mouth, "How's your family? Can I do anything to help? Can I send them a meal?" And you just don't find people like that who are just, it wasn't like, how can I promote my business? It was like, let me think about your family and how I can be of service to you. And that's really, I think, what he is about. He's proven that he's about it. And that's why, I shop there all the time, because he's one of those people that just really goes above and beyond. And obviously, he wants his store and shop to do well, and he wants people to buy things. But, man, he is part of this community. And I couldn't be more impressed. And I'd also have to say that you, especially in recent months, have been all over the place giving things away with the first it was the American pie, apple pie, the Never Alone, which we're going to be giving away a set tonight. Just incredibly generous. And so I want to thank you also, because I want you all to know, and every artisan and vendor who gives back, we appreciate that. And you guys are putting pressure on these folks who just collect money, and they're not part of this community. They don't donate anything. They're not raising awareness, or they just only donate to their own causes. We love the artisans who are part of the community and who interact with us, and so you're one of those people, and we thank you for it. It really does mean a lot.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Well, you and I have pretty much grown up together.
That's right.
In the hobby. So you're a hobbyist. You were a hobbyist first. You were just crazy as the rest of us about soaps, especially software. That's always been your thing. So it's no surprise that you've really gone hard and heavy into software. And so you're not somebody who just came out of the blue looking to create a soap and make money. You are a hobbyist first. And so I think a lot of us really appreciate people who are in the trenches, so to speak, and you're certainly one of those people. So we thank you, and you have definitely been making the rounds on your generosity also, and it has not gone unnoticed. And I know you have detractors. We all do, believe me. But I tell you what, there's a sizable portion of our community that really appreciate what you do. Because let me tell you this, folks, there are artisans out there who do not lift a finger. And so when you find one that is participating, is being a blessing, try to support them. That's what I try to do personally. And so I recognize those who are doing and those who are not. And I'm going to try to spend the lion's share of my money with those who are. So that's just my message. Obviously, buy whatever you want, but I would love to give it to people who are doing good things, and that's just me.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. I got to ask you this because.
Well, wait. Let me say something first.
Go ahead.
So I'm a fill-in, right? You used to watch Johnny Carson?
Yeah.
When you were a kid? Yeah. I did too. So he would have these fill-ins, like Joan Rivers. I'm your Joan Rivers. So you need you need a fill-in. Charky's here.
Oh, by the way, yeah. Thanks. Pete stepped in at the last moment. Leon for Pastors couldn't be here. Leon will be on later. Leon's also a great guy. But great. I reached out to Pete and he's like, man, I'm there anytime you need me. So thank you. I really appreciate it. I got to ask you about this brand stuff because literally every time I shave, I go back and I look on the club VIP group and I'm like, there's a new Pete brand. Like,
I'm out of my mind.
Cobra Spit, Pedro Fiasco, A&E, Shaving Shop Club, the Skin Bombs. So first, let's talk about Pedro Fiasco because I've gotten questions about that already. What is Pedro Fiasco? Because people are confused.
So it's like my alter ego. So it started out like this. There's a rapper called Lupe Fiasco that my daughter would listen to. I would listen to, I listen to all kinds of genres, right? From Miles Davis to rap to heavy metal and all this stuff. So Lupe Fiasco is a rapper. So we would listen to Lupe Fiasco together. And we would rap together and stuff and just have fun, just in the car. And so I was rapping and I referred to myself
Pete
as
was rapping, folks.
Yeah, I was referring to myself as Pedro Fiasco. And so that kind of stuck. And then so it became like my alter ego, and I came up with the Pedro Fiasco soap. And so over the last few months or so, I wanted to create a new brand because, listen, we all want to make money, right, as soap makers, and especially if you're doing this for a living, right? Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are doing it part-time. This was supposed to be my side hustle, my side gig until I retire. But because I lost my job, it became my only job. Right. So, but I've been really, 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 really blessed. And but anyway, back to this whole thing with the Pedro Fiasco. Mm-hmm. So we would rap, and I wanted to create something that was on a lower cost, that was not so, everything keeps going up and up and up. And I want to see if I can bring something way, way, way down. And there was two things that really stuck with me. One, I saw a video several years ago with, I don't know, I think it was Mantic that interviewed Brad Maggard. And Brad had mentioned, I think, that, his top sellers were, Tubs.
Yeah.
And then a couple years back when visiting Con, from the Stray Whisker, he had mentioned too that, that's one of his top sellers is Tubs. And so that always stuck with me, that people are buying these. I bet you these people don't even know about artisans. Or maybe they're buying because of price point. You see people, I think, I don't know, I don't have the numbers. I don't know what Maggard's and the Razor Company does and all these other Italian Barber, West Coast Shaving. I'm assuming they're all doing fairly well. My guess is that Amazon is cleaning house. That's where a lot of people that are not so much the hobbyists. So the hobbyist market is a small little niche market. And how can I, as a business owner, expand upon that? So I can still play in the same sandbox as everyone else, but I've been looking to expand, which goes to your original question about these different brands. So I've been expanding out. The whole thing with Pedro Fiasco is I wanted to create something that was cheap, that cost wasn't an issue. If you buy Colonel Conk, or if you buy Arco, or if you buy whatever, you can buy Pedro Fiasco. And by the way, it probably will be the best shave experience of your life. So it's real, and then that could be the entry drug into Ariana and Evans, the club, or PAA or Declaration Grooming or Barrister Man or whatever. Because there's a lot of people that just don't even know we exist. So so I want to be able to create that bridge to the artisan market that they don't even know exists. So I've been playing around because it's really difficult to be able to come up with something that made financial sense from a business perspective. But I was able to do it. Of course, my margins aren't through the roof, but they're good enough where I'm comfortable with it, and I can offer a puck that's just under 4 ounces for $8.99.
Are we talking about scents? What are we talking about here? What type of scents? Or
they're not going to be. I'm not going to go crazy like I do with these scents that take me forever. So it's going to be. I'm going to have coconut. I have a pomegranate and wood scent that's absolutely gorgeous. I'm actually. I think I'm kind of wasting it on Pedro Fiasco, and I should have it on
nice.
Ariana. It's really, really nice. So I'll have that. That's the first one. That's actually one I started making already. But I'm just gonna have a basic coconut scent, a basic marzipan or almond scent. I'll have probably a barbershop scent, a wood scent. And I'm gonna limit it to maybe 6 scents.
Gotcha.
And I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna have freaking 45, 50.
Whenever Pete says he's not going to go crazy.
Yeah. But no, with this I'm not. So I think I've priced it.
When's it going live? Or do you have you're still in the planning phase? Or?
No. I'm really comfortable with the base. I mean, the lather, by the way, looked really good that you created.
Yeah.
And this is actually much better. It actually has a much better post shave because
I was using the beta. It wasn't the production version, folks. Just so you
know. the lather is much better than yours, and your lather looked pretty damn good. And but the post shave is actually exceptional on it. It's not Kaizen. It's not K2E, but it's.
Now, Jack, did Jack try this? He said the base is great. So I don't know if he's referring to Pedro Fiasco.
Yeah, he tried the same one that you had.
Okay, good.
All right,
good.
I didn't.
Awesome.
I wasn't even reading. I'm just looking at
Well,
you.
I'm seeing some of them, and we will get to you, folks. So if you got questions, pop them in, and we will certainly be answering those. So, do you have a release date planned or rough?
Basically, I'm just waiting on boxes to be printed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna sell these in pucks, but I have to tell you something. So
Thanks, Dan.
by mistake,
Disco Dan, good comment there.
I
will cut Peter off. I will cut him off from filibustering. Just
I know it's a bad habit I have.
No, it's okay.
It's probably nerves. So actually, I'm not nervous.
No, you shouldn't be.
Yeah. So so the boxes are being printed, but I screwed up. I made a mistake, and I actually by mistake created a cream, and it's fucking amazing. So I may actually I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It may be part of Pedro Fiasco, or maybe I'll play with it some more. But it's actually by mistake. It was a better attempt that took me a year. I was working on it for a year, and I just kind of gave up. I mean, face spackle was supposed to be a cream. The vegan soap, I call it the shaving butter because it originally was a cream.
Right.
But I wanted
hard,
better. Yeah, because I wanted better.
About that is people expect it to be soft. It's hard.
I'm changing the name. I'm going to change the name. I asked the guys in the group. Yeah, it's really good. But I think I'm going to change the name because people, I think when they get it, they're expecting a cream or, something buttery, and it's actually pretty hard. You're right.
Yeah. Yes.
So the other now I'm filibustering, but the other interesting thing, talking about the Skinny Essentials in the group, in the VIP group. I asked the guys about, the packaging because I love the packaging. It's very minimalist, it's kind of classy, which is what I wanted, kind of upscale. These freaking guys, everybody wants this crazy artwork. And
that is the hobbyist element who wants the graphic labels and all that. The folks who are not necessarily rabid shade gig hobbyists may want that classier look. the classier look is probably better on a retail shelf somewhere if you ever plan on getting it in box store or something like that.
Yeah, we have. I just put it up. The distributor in Europe has it, and he's been distributing it through the stores in Europe. And I just put it up on the wholesale page. So we're going to see how it is with the retailers. But the retailers in the States are primarily, marketing to wet shaver hobbyists, I think.
I, for one, like that packaging that you have. I think it looks elegant. The jars are nice. I mean, I like it for whatever it's worth.
Yeah. So anyway, then Cobra Spit. Oh, let me just tell you, Cobra Spit Bomb. Yeah, I think there's a big market for it. And I know I can do better than the stuff that I've been buying. So I said, screw it. I'm going to do it. And I did it. So
Cobra, now you're going to have to explain to us what Cobra Spit Bomb is.
So it's tattoo aftercare.
Okay.
So, I mean, frankly, I have all the freaking ingredients. Why not?
Right.
I mean, I have the stuff to make it. Why not? So I don't know how I came up with the name, but it just came to my head. So Cobra Spit Bomb, and I already have my own website, cobraspitbomb.com, but there's nothing there to sell yet.
Now, have you ever thought about, with all these brands, keeping up with all the domains, social media accounts, and it's going to be an administrative task there to keep everything up.
Yeah, so far so good, but yeah, I mean, hire somebody to handle that.
Okay, good. One of the things that we talked about the other day is you've already outgrown the new space you just moved in. Now, here is our concern, and I'm speaking for the shaving community here. Mm-hmm. We love that you have outgrown this space. That is awesome. We do not love the potential of the store being shut down again, or all summer moving. I'm sorry, guys, I'm moving, and then next week I'm moving. Don't do it, Pete. Now, you might have to move. We get it. We'll be patient.
I have the solution.
Okay,
I hear
awesome.
You. All right. So anyway, nothing's written in stone because I lost the building I wanted to buy. An investor came in, all cash deal, above asking price. How am I going to compete with that? So, but I did find a foundry. So the other building was perfect because it was. It also had retail space that were rented, and basically I would be living there, not living, but I would be rent free.
If you want to live there,
it would pay for my.
We'll allow it.
No, so it would be rent free. I wouldn't have to pay for this space I'm paying for. But I found an old foundry building about 15 minutes from here, so not too far. That I can move. It's a mess, but I can start working out of there right away. But what I'm going to do is I'm going month to month here, so I'll maintain both places. So I'm going to be paying through the freaking wazoo, but it'll be worth it because I could just gradually move stuff over. I can continue making soaps here. But the differences from before, Chris, and this is why, the whole issue with the shipping was a big problem for us. And it was a problem from the very beginning because we went out like gangbusters right from the very beginning. Especially when Kaizen hit,
right.
I couldn't keep up with orders. One day I'm in the freaking kitchen, and then the next day, I'm building an addition to the house, and I couldn't even stay there 8 months because we couldn't keep up. And now I'm here, and it's not even been a year, and we're bursting from the seams.
That's great. I mean, congrats.
But it's a good problem. But the good news is, so I have this space. Hopefully, I'll be able to buy that other space. So I'll just pay for both until we're able to manage through that. But the big difference is I invested in the business. So now so before I was cooking in just pots like most other small.
I got to stop you here for a minute because some folks, we were having a discussion the other day. You've seen the original Batman movie with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
You remember how he fell into the vat? We are afraid that Sneaky Pete might fall into a vat of shaving soap, and we have no idea how you come out of that.
The newest one, it's still in its box. The newest one, I can actually fit into it.
That's what we're saying. You could come out like the Joker.
Yeah. So, but we're able to, now we're able to, I mean, theoretically, I haven't done this yet, but I can do 1,200 soaps a day. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I did
So
notice you had more stock when I was looking at the website today, when
yeah,
I
yeah,
made my
yeah, yeah,
order earlier today. So that was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And listen. I'm being very, I'm very honest with you. When
Yeah,
we screw
always.
up, I own up to it. But we
Yeah.
turn lemons into lemonade. Now, a weakness is now a strength. To be honest with you, so we're getting orders out either same day or next day. Unless it's like on a Friday, then it's probably not going to get out
That's
until.
fantastic. That's really great. I got to ask, you've always been into software. That's always been your thing. I can remember, see, folks, you don't remember maybe, some of you, but I remember Pete, like he would get a soap, and one in particular, I'm not going to mention it because it's liable to cause somebody to be upset, but he was like, it doesn't have any scent. He was doing videos himself. This soap doesn't have any scent.
That's right. I know which one you're talking about.
And so it was just funny. He has, he's come from that place. So it's really interesting. The question I'm trying to rotate into badly is, have you ever put any serious thought into hardware development? I know you've had razors, you've had brushes and stuff, but have you ever really thought about taking on a hardware project, like making something unique to you?
So, yes. So, I'm forging partnerships now. I can tell you offline. You know about one.
Yes.
And that's big.
Well, don't let loose anything you can't talk about.
No. So the answer is yes. So just stay tuned.
Okay. Good enough.
Not to the level of what like PAA is doing
Right.
or an Italian barber. I mean, but yeah, we'll be doing a couple things for sure.
Someone asked a question. I believe it was Lee from originally from the UK. I think he lives in Thailand now. He wanted to know if Pedro Fiasco might be available from the retailers like Maggard Razor Company and others.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, so I priced it. I wanted to keep it really, really low, because I hate seeing, and we're guilty of it too with K2E. I never wanted to offer a $26 soap, right?
Yes. I never wanted you to offer a $26 soap either.
Yeah. So yeah, but actually, I'm going to bring that price down because the EBU oil is very expensive. I mean, it's much more expensive to make than, let's say, the original Kaizen.
Right.
So I'm going to bring that. So I'm able to, and also because we've grown, I'm able to buy larger quantities and drive down our costs and our costs to make it. So yeah, I want to make more money. What's so funny? What am I missing?
Lord Shady said, "Can Pedro Fiasco beat Eminem in a rap battle?" Hey, see you later, Jack. Oh, that's a good one, Shady. I just happened to see that one. I'm thinking back now. Pete rapping, that ought to be. I mean, maybe you should start doing some commercials.
Yeah, I need a few more drinks. Yeah, maybe on video.
So, we were talking earlier, actually, Lord Shady, and I had uttered the word Mama Jamma. Remember that song? She's a Bad Mama Jamma from the 70s.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to create a soap called Bad Mama Jamma that captures the essence of the 70s nightclub.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like, Bad Mama Jamma.
I like that.
I don't know what the scent would be, but, it would be awesome.
It would be. All right, you know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to call Dorian. She's our artist. I'll see if she can come up with something.
Yeah, that would be awesome. See, Shady, there you go.
Yeah. Then I'll get killed on our wet shaving for being pornographic.
Oh, no.
Bad Mama Jamma. I have to have some cleavages showing up in there.
I got to take a short
yes,
detour
sir.
here because there's something. There's something.
You know what? The Hennessy's kicking in.
Give me just a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I saw a comment today, and it was with respect to an order leaving a company. And I want to tell you guys about something that's been occurring, and this will probably pick up more and more as we get closer to the holidays. What I've seen happen for me twice, if not three times recently, is an artisan or vendor ships the product. They actually have put the product in the post office hands, And 4 or 5 days later, it has never been scanned, and the tracking on it says awaiting shipment, which you think means the artisan or vendor has not put your package in the mail. What I have had happen is that package was never scanned from the time it got to the post office until it reaches its destination.
That
So
happens more than you think.
I got a package just yesterday from PAA. It was never scanned until it arrived here.
Yep.
And so it showed a waiting item. So folks, if you see that, don't be alarmed for a few days at least, because I've had it happen 3 times recently where it was not scanned at all until it reached the destination post office. And it's going to happen more as the season as the holiday season draws close. So just be mindful of that. Keep in mind that the artisans and vendors mostly are trying to get those packages out fast. When they're in the hands of a post office, anything and everything can happen. So just be careful.
So true. And it's really not any better than it was a year ago.
Right.
Maybe slightly better.
It's
There was a time that it was really bad. It was so difficult to do business. So, but even now, I mean, you know, I buy shit, right? And so I bought this from Amazon, a commercial grade blender, a stick blender. It was shown that it was delivered 2 days ago, and it was never delivered. And it showed up today.
And just to be clear, I'm not trying to knock postal employees or anything like that, because, you know, just like with every job, whether it be law enforcement officers, teachers, most people do a good job at their job. But there are certain places, and that distribution hub, like someone just mentioned, up in Michigan, Detroit, it might be, they're notorious for doing that. And I remember poor Jason last year, there were packages sitting there for a couple of weeks not being touched. And so he was getting a lot of grief, and there was nothing. He got them there immediately. They just were sitting. And so we hope not to have it as bad as last holiday, but I'm not confident. So I would say if you were looking at buying the holiday soaps, like the Christmas soaps and whatnot, get them as soon as they come out if you want to get them by the holidays. Because last year, I had some arrive well after Christmas.
Yeah, it was a mess last year. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention for Never Alone, I just sent out today the next and only batch. So we're not going to do any more after this. So this was it. But that should be up, hopefully, depending on since we're talking about U.S. Postal Service. Hopefully they'll have it by Tuesday. And I think Jason wanted to put it up on the 28th. So hopefully it'll be available. So stay tuned for that. And I would grab it, because I will not do that scent again. And we agreed this will be the last go.
All right, now it's giveaway time, and this giveaway is courtesy of the Razor Company. Thank you, Jason. This is for a $25 gift certificate, and it's going to be a trivia question related to Pete. Now, I call Pete Sneaky Pete just because if you've never seen the show on Amazon called Sneaky Pete, it's a good show. Watch it. Sneaky Pete just kind of has got a good flow to it. But prior to that, about 7, maybe 8 years ago, Peter Charkalis had a different nickname. It was Pete blank Charkalis. And the first person that puts that nickname, Pete blank Charkalis, in the comments will be the winner. The first one that we agree on, that we both see, will be the winner. And this is a deep cut here, so you're going to have some.
This is old school.
Oh,
the new guys aren't going to get it.
Sharky's a good effort, but Pete blank Charkalis. Slappy? No, but close. Charky, close. Not the one we're thinking of.
Oh my God! So all these guys, everyone's new, right? Relatively new.
This
which
one
is a
came.
big thing.
Oh, close. This one came as a result of a video he did, where he was complaining about a guy calling him and asking him about his private parts. So if you saw that video, the Greek, no, I might have to go to a different question because no one may get this one.
Wow.
You'd have to be kind of an old schooler to get this one, so I may have to end up going to a different question. Let's see. We'll give it just a second to see if anyone gets it. Stud muffin, Doug says. Tripod. Good ones in there. Very, very nice. I might have to go to a different question. Uh-oh. Did we lose Pete? Pete's buffering there. Oh, you all have gotten close on a couple occasions. Never saw that. Uh-oh, I might have to re-add Pete. Pete's. Can you see Pete, or is he frozen for you guys? Let me know in the comments below if he's frozen. Might have to re-add her. Might cut himself off. There's no telling with Pete. Oh yeah, let me re-add Pete. He probably disconnected himself. Just a moment. Hold your thoughts there just for a moment. We'll go to another question because no one got it. Let me see if I can re-add Pete. Apologize for the delay, folks. There we go. See if we can get him back. Yeah, this one was. There we go. You're back.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. No one got that one. So, okay. The nickname was Balls Charkalis. Balls Charkalis. And it was because he made a video and where some guy had called him. So we'll go to another question. And we're going to ask, let's see. I'll have to think on that for a minute and come up with a different question because that one was my go-to, and I thought some old schooler right. Frozen. Okay, we're done with that one. We'll go with another question. What is one of the releases that Pete released tonight? First one gets it. The first
that's
one
an
we
easy
see.
one.
The first one that we see and agree on. We're waiting. Blue. No, keep going. One of tonight's releases from Pete. Give that to us, and you shall win if you're the first one we see and agree on. Oh, the chat. Everybody's Googling. Dan Canis. Dan Canis. Do you agree? Indigo Ink. He misspelled it, but it's, Do you see that, Pete?
Yeah, I don't see anything, actually.
Oh, you don't see any
I'm
comments?
still seeing this thing go live with Real CDB.
I'm going to
click on that and see what happens. No, it's all frozen. As
You're
long as you
already
can see me. Okay, as long as you can
gone.
see me.
Anyway, I saw Dan Canis first on that, folks. Disco Dan Canis, as we like to say. So, Dan, if you didn't order the Indigo Ink, let's see, you can give it to the next guy. Okay, let's see who was next then. Now I got to go back and try to find where Dan. Yeoshian. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Probably not. Said Apricity. So, Yeoshian, you are the winner. Just send me a direct message and I'll connect you with Jason from the Razor Company. $25 winner. And don't forget, we will have Never Alone set, which is a set Pete did with the Razor Company and JMac, the Red Island Shaver, in order to create some awareness for suicide prevention. And so that set will be given away here in just a little bit. So thank you. Let's go to a few questions here and see what folks have to say. The Razor Company wanted to publicly thank Pete for his enormous donation to the Never Alone project. Thank you, Pete, for helping make.
Thank you, Jason.
Helping make that happen. Yeah. So awesome. Thank you very much, Jason. That's
my
really
pleasure.
Good.
My pleasure.
Let's see. Art Shays. What does Art have to say? Have you ever thought about going on Shark Tank just to see what they say?
Yeah, no. They would eat me alive. I would talk too much. Plus,
they're sharks.
Yeah. Plus, I wouldn't want to take on an investor. I don't necessarily need their money. I mean, not that I'm rich, but I'm doing okay.
Molecular Shade says every base by A&E is my favorite. They just keep getting better. Thank you, Jeff. They are good.
Thank you.
Also, a message from Don the Navy Goat to you, Pete. He said he had like 0 A&E soaps, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and he has 15 now. So
I took notice of that.
He wanted to let you know he's in.
Thank you, Don.
Disco Dan Canis, any thoughts of a television commercial for Pedro Fiasco? I mean, you could do so much with Pedro Fiasco, like the virtually limitless on what you could do with Pedro.
Yeah, maybe I'll do some videos. We'll do some rap videos.
Art says I'm still waiting on that Miles Davis tribute. So,
yeah, I don't want to get sued, but yeah, we could do something just within the club.
You have to be careful. The Enabled Shaver. Can we get a soap called Purple Rain, aquatic with lavender and incense?
Oh, nice. No, someone did that. I think
Yeah,
I think
someone did.
Venule did that, right? Was
I
it
don't know
Venule?
who, but I've heard
Yeah,
it
yeah.
before. DCS Carlos wants to know if you have any interest in revamping your YouTube channel, although you do a video every now and then.
Yeah, I think about it a lot. I keep meaning. Actually, I did cut a video, but I never I never released it. It was a shaving video. Yeah, for sure. You know, the interesting thing is I noticed that I get a lot of traffic. So you can see on Shopify where the business is coming from, where the traffic is coming from. A lot of it's still coming from YouTube,
Yeah,
surprisingly.
yeah. It's not surprising.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, folks, if you've never seen the Peter Charkalis, I cut myself video, it's one of the all-time greats, and I don't think he has it up, but man, it's such a great video
That was my
because
first video. That was my
it was
first
his
video
first
ever.
video, and he cut himself a few times, and he was not happy
I
about
was
doing so.
I was using the Samsung. Remember Samsung?
Samsung Shavette,
Oh my God!
and it was just like,
I've
I
never
cut
touched a
myself.
shavette since then. Never.
He said, I cut myself. And then a couple of minutes later, I just cut myself again. I just cut myself again.
And the blood was pouring out. My shaving cream was red.
And then he
It
said, I'm
was
going to
brutal.
quit. I'm going to quit. It's a great video because he did later, really it was a very short period of time later. He was straight razor shaving with no effort, like perfectly. But that video was just legend, and we enjoyed it so much. And then I think he hit it. It might still be there, but I don't think it's public. But man, that's a great video. If you missed out on that one, I'm sorry. Epic. I cut myself. I cut myself. I cut myself. It was like 5, 6 times. It was great. That was a fun video. Banaka wants to know. Oh, well, he did talk about the puck soap, Banaka, so we covered that one. Thank you. Let's see what we have by Angelo. Wet shaving newbie here. Where did the A&E name come from? There you go, Pete.
Okay, so that's an easy answer. So my daughter's name is Talia Ariana Charkalis, and my real name. But I've always I was brought up by Peter, so Peter is my name. But my name is Evans Peter Paul. So on my birth certificate, I've never gone by Evans. It's always been Peter. And that was named after my father's brother who had passed away as a young, I think he was 18 in a car accident. So, and I was born like a year after that. So that's where it came from. So my daughter's name and my name.
Oh, awesome. So keep the questions coming, folks. We are getting through them here, working through them a little bit. Armand, wow, that's a lot of numbers in there. Project C, re-release date.
I don't think I'm going to do it. I've been going back and forth with it. I don't want to. I hate doing dupes. I really do. Everyone asks me to do them.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Because they're good.
Yeah, but you know what? So I white label for Alexandria.
Right.
And for Sphinx Beard Company.
Mm-hmm.
They're two brothers. So I think moving forward, we'll just let them handle the dupes. I'll provide, I'll make the soap for them. They'll provide me the oils, and they can handle the dupes. And I think that's probably the best way to go. This way, people that want to have dupes, they can still have the dupes in my base. So they'll be happy with that. And I'll be happy because I'd rather create. That's what I enjoy doing most. The business side of things, I hate doing.
Have you ever considered selling your base just scentless, just for folks who might want to add their own scent or something?
Yeah. And I'm starting to get more and more requests for that. So we have the vegan
I'd love
base.
that.
Yeah, the vegan base, I have it unscented. And yeah, we'll see. I think I'm going to start consolidating. I'm not going to have all these bases.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna have the Pedro Fiasco. I want to get rid of the face spackle because frankly I like Pedro Fiasco much better because I was doing the face spackle, and so I want to get rid of that. Pedro Fiasco will take over. The shave serum, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. It was a great idea and it works great, but I'm a little bit bored with that. I have to be excited about something
Right.
you know what I mean? So, but anyway, I'm going to consolidate, and we'll see. Maybe with K2E, I'll do an unscented soap. That's
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that's by far my favorite base of all the bases that we
Yeah,
have.
it's good. Straight or DE? I think Pete dabbles in both, but
Yeah,
which do you prefer?
there was a period where I was just doing shaving with straights, and then when I was actually still doing the YouTube videos pretty consistently, I would get requests from guys. I would really like to see a DE shave. And so I started to get back into that a bit. And then for testing purposes, I usually test with both. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I would say it's 50-50, depending on how
Awesome.
quickly I need to shave. What are you drinking, by the way? You drink anything?
I'm just drinking a Yingling light lager, so I am not in the wind or anything like that. One past Ben wants to know if you try cherry pie. I'm not going to read the rest of it because it'll be on YouTube, so I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube.
I can't. Unfortunately, I can't read. I can't see anything because I have something blocking. So, what do you say?
It's a funny question, but I can't read it out loud.
The answer is probably yes.
I imagine it might be. Can you ask Alexandrian Sphinx to explain the soap scents they offer? Been the same ones for ages. One thing too, Shady, I know, was telling me he was about to make an order, I think from Sphinx, and he had a couple of items in there, and the shipping was like $17 or $18. It was something outrageous.
Really?
He didn't order. Shady, if you're here, and you should be, if you're not, put below, because he had a meltdown. He was like, this is nuts. Like the shipping was, it was only for a few items, so it was crazy.
I don't know, because I don't,
Yeah.
soaps from
You don't handle their business, obviously, but
yeah. But what was
that's not your question. That was just a comment.
But what was there was an original question about?
He was wanting to. He said their scents have been the same for a long time.
Yeah. I spoke to Muhammad about that, and we're going to start expanding a bit.
So Shady, I see you're in here. Didn't you try to order something from Sphinx, and then you got triggered of the shipping because it was very high? It was a couple of items, if I remember. It was $17.19 for 3 sets.
For 3 sets.
3 sets put you in the flat rate medium range, so you can do it for under 17. It can be done. But it's it's a fair bit.
Yeah.
How often do you shave, Pete?
Truth be told, I can go several days without shaving. Yeah, it depends. I'm always, I roll out of bed, I have a cup of coffee, I come down to the office. If usually when I'm shaving, it's because I'm testing a soap. So I don't have to look presentable anymore to anyone. So it depends on what I'm doing that day, or if I'm going out or whatever. But I can go several days without shaving.
Ronnie Yates wants to know if there are any soaps after K2E. Don't get him started, Ronnie. Don't get him started.
Here's the thing. Yes, Pedro Fiasco. Here's the thing. What I enjoy most is creating. I'm always, that's what I do. And that's what I enjoy doing. So I know I need to stop offering new bases. I know I need to, but it's what I like to do.
Yeah, do whatever you like. Yeah. It probably makes it more difficult for you.
I think
sometimes the retailers have a hard time with the vendors, because if you come out with a new base and they have significant stock in the old, then they're like,
that's why I'm very careful with that, and that's why I hold back. I held back with K2 for like a year because of that, and I kept it just within the VIP group, and K2E is just within the VIP group. And there's only I think maybe 4 releases or 5, something like that. It's not a lot. So because I also don't want the VIPs that joined up, because there's a lot of I don't want to plug the club, but there's a lot of benefits to it. One of the benefits is that they can get really good value, right? I know you never talk about price, but most of our soaps are like 15 and change.
That's
$15.96.
rules of the club. You're not supposed to say exactly what
Yeah,
the
well,
price is.
it's
So.
okay. That's actually a good selling point for me. So, so the Kaizen is like 1995, and it's like 15 and change, whatever it is
Right.
for the VIP members. And the overwhelming majority of our soaps are priced in that way. K2 is a little bit more, and then K2E is considerably more. That's in the $26 range, and I really don't like that. I don't like having soaps in that price range because I was a hobbyist. I didn't want to.
Right.
Although I spent $80 for the. It was worth it for the Pana Crema. What's that? It was made by Pana Crema, the Italian.
Nuevia or whatever.
Nuevia, yeah. So I had the Rosa. That was it.
Yeah.
But shit.
I had the blue one.
I thought I loved the Rosa. What was it? That was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess if it's all relative, if I'm going to compare to that, then we're cheap.
Let's see. Art Shaves. How long before Khalifa and K2E?
Yeah.
Art. You've done it again, Art.
Yeah. So the soap's already done curing. So I just have to get the labels printed.
I personally would love to see some of those original offerings the Shaving Shop Club had. Now, I don't know if you own those scents, because at the time, these were, early scents. Like, I don't remember, different people were making them.
But honestly, I mean, not to mention any names, but most of them were just fragrance oils, right?
Yeah.
Off the shelf stuff. So,
like Emerald Moss, I thought.
With the exception of Emerald Moss, I worked with what was
Soap
the name?
Smooth.
Soap Smooth. Nice guy. We don't see much of them, do we? I don't know. Are they still around?
I don't know if they're still around, to be honest.
So Emerald Moss was our take on
that's a good
Irish
one.
Mousse.
It's better than Irish Mousse, I think.
Yeah, so I don't know how he made it, because I wasn't into soap making back then.
Right.
But I think I know I can do it. So yeah, I'll do. I tell you what. Give me a few weeks or so, and I'll send you something. You tell me. Do you still have the old one?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Does it still have a scent? Because that was quite old. Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
All right.
Still holds up.
Because
I'd love to see.
I don't think I have any, so I'm gonna just
I can
go
send
in
you
blind.
some if you need it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd love to see a turn and shave brush inspired by A&E with your own coin. Any upcoming Collins or collabs maybe to produce an artisan brush?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, by the way, a quick just note, Mel from BBS Live will be going live at 10 p.m. Central. I think that's 11 Eastern, which is the real time, or Pacific is the other real time. Central, we just have to figure that one out. But I think he's going live at 10 Central, which would be 11 in the right time. So if you want to check him out on YouTube, I think he's streaming live from YouTube. Just cool. Plugging Mel. And by the way, I didn't have a chance to publicly, I don't think, congratulate Nate on the birth of his son. Thank you, or congrats, I should say, Nate. I hope your Ben is healthy, happy, and your wife Jen, I hope everything just going great. We saw him today on a live for a little bit, and that was wonderful to see new parents. So good luck to you, and I'm sure you'll be great parents. All right, let's get on with some questions. Oh no, not a cannabis. HD Crossbone said cannabis. Cannabliss, Santal ADP. Every time I get a hint of cannabis, I'm like, oh no, he did it again. And I know sometimes it's not actually a note, but even the guy, so the soap that I got that I said, I kind of got
Vacanza Romana. And you know what? People love
the guy
that.
I sent it to also told me, yeah, I kind of got that too. He loved the splash, but he didn't like the soap.
Really?
Yeah, he just said he kind of had a...
Of that whole grouping of soaps, that's the bestseller by far.
Yeah, it wasn't my kind of scent, but I
Hmm.
like the ginger.
You know what you would like?
London's awesome. I
Yeah,
really
London's
like it.
great.
London
Yeah,
is it's
that's
one of the
probably my
better
favorite.
tea scents. It's one. There's a couple of tea scents that are really good. Earl Grey and ginger from Reef Point was fantastic, and
Mm,
London is really good too. Both of those are probably my two favorite tea-ish scents.
thank you.
Really good. I love those. Let's see what we have here from Mayday. The equestrian in any new bases. The equestrian
No,
is the polo, old school
yeah, I was
polo.
going to do that, but there's several of those out there.
Yeah.
And again, I'm so bored with that. I
And
need to be excited about a scent. You know,
right.
when I create my own, that's exciting to me, especially when I'm starting from scratch. So
At
like,
some point now, I'm really going to look forward to the Bad Mama Jamma. So that's going to be awesome. But at some point, David and I will talk with you about a real talk. So we'll have to figure something out
yeah,
on that.
I definitely would
I
be
know
honored to do that.
we would love that.
That would be
Any
fun.
chance of bringing back past or future EDPs? I know a lot of people have asked about EDPs from A&E. So
Yes,
any chance of that?
I've been working on that for a very, very long time. So a part of it, part of the delay is because of me procrastinating.
Hmm.
But right now, so I've selected a bottle and the packaging, the box.
Awesome.
So yeah, so now but it's from overseas. So it's just a
Gotcha.
matter of, when I'm going to get it.
Let's see what we have here. We have plans on bringing back La Casa Nostra. I'm sorry.
No.
Gotcha. Quick and easy on that one. Tech Brent, is there any plans for an American Pie aftershave?
There is. We
Yeah, I
released
think
it.
I saw it up tonight. So
Yeah.
go check that one out, Brent. Let's see here. Mostly vintage head shaver. Any plans to do a beard oil balm for us bearded head shavers? So yeah, there are guys who shave the dome, but they have a full beard and they don't shave their face, and they're always interested in the beard oils.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, I can easily do that, just like the tattoo aftercare. The thing is, I've partnered with Sphinx, so
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't want to do that to them. So
The
I'll just refer you to Sphinx.
Jesus of vegans. What was the inspiration for the scent for Never Alone?
Um, Truth be told, I was creating a barbershop scent for myself, and I received a call from Jason, and I decided to use that one. So that was going to be something that I was going to release myself. Um, yeah, so so
So
there's no inspiration. It was something that otherwise, it would have taken me a while. Um, yeah, go ahead.
speaking of Never Alone, now would be a great time
Mm.
to do that giveaway, courtesy of the Razor Company, and it's a soap that Pete made in conjunction with the Razor Company. And earlier, I mentioned a YouTuber who was part of that collaboration. Name that YouTuber, and the first one that we see, or the first one that I see, will be the winner here. And I will call it out when I see the first one as they scroll by. It'll be for the full set, by the way. Thank you, Jason, once again. We really appreciate it. Red Island Shaver. So we have Trevor Perrin. Excuse me. DM me, and I'll get your information. Give me your email address, and all that, and I'll get that to Jason. Congrats,
Congratulations.
Trevor. And thank you so much, Pete, for making this up. And of course, Jason. And by the way, folks, if you didn't see the unboxing I had today with all that stuff from Jason, go watch it. And Sunday, we'll start the giveaways. We'll give away 3 or 4 things until we get rid of it. It's nuts. I have a whole box of blue stuff, and it's not janky stuff either. It's pretty good. Speaking of which, I know this isn't an A&E, but I got this soap right here from Master Soap Creations. It's called Ruby Forest, and man, it smells
They're
good.
from South Africa, right?
Yeah, it's a dupe of something, but I can't remember what it was, but it smells good. I always say, Pete, a good dupe is better than a bad original artisan scent. A good dupe is
This
always
is
better than a bad.
this is true. This is true.
Because believe me, there's some stinkers out there. There's some
Yeah, but you
stinkers
know
out
what?
there.
There's so many dupes out there. I mean, Matt Hilton. God bless Matt Hilton. What a nice guy. He
Yeah.
he was really helpful to me. Behind the scenes. But he's the one that messaged me and said to do the Spartacus. I did not want to do Creed Aventus. Everyone in their brother, every soap maker has done Creed Aventus at one time or another. And the last thing I wanted to do was that. And he said, do it. I said, yeah, but everyone else is doing it. He says, yes, but it's not your base. So I said, all right, we'll kind of test it.
Yeah,
and it's still, now it's been around a little bit, and it's still a very, very big seller. So I owe that to Matt.
Lord Shady, on behalf of LAB, Lather and Blade, I want to acknowledge Disco Dan Canis, the people's admin. That's right. Disco Dan Canis is the people's admin. I agree totally with that. Nice job, Shady. I like it.
He bails me out of a lot of trouble. Even
That's
in
good.
the VIP
Disco
group.
Dan is always on the job.
He keeps me on point.
Molecular Jeff says, I second the Cannabis Santal. Let's see. CDB Penthouse Shavette with half DE. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you, Art. I've always appreciated art. The Enabled Shaver. What are your thoughts on having an unseen red soap and offering a scent vial as some folks are doing? Oh, he's talking about like Hendrix is doing it. And honestly, Pete, I'm going to be honest. I was skeptical about it because I was like, I don't want to fool around with the base and the scent. And then I got it, and I'm like,
no, it's a great idea. But
I was skeptical, and then I got it, and I was like, this is awesome. I just put a couple of drops. You can get it to your liking. If you don't like it, if you're say like Nate and you want almost no scent in your soap, maybe a tenth of a drop. And for the rest of us, we can put a few drops in. It's awesome.
But the thing is, now it's been done, and I don't like. I don't follow. I like to.
Yeah, you don't want to.
I do my own thing. So
you don't poo-poo the idea, but it's not something you want.
No, I definitely don't. I think it's a brilliant idea. I wish I thought of it.
Awesome. Yeah. Now there was someone else who tried that. They told me in a correspondence a year or so ago, but it didn't take off because I think that it didn't get into people's hands where people would actually see it.
And so, a lot of it has to do with marketing and who's doing it.
This artisan I hadn't heard of until just recently, even though they've been around a long time. And so if people don't see it on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and other everywhere, they're not exposed to it. They won't know about it.
That's right.
So I think that's probably what happened. But when I got Hendrix the other day, at first I was like, I don't know about this. Seems like an awful lot. If you're a bowl latherer, it's like, it's a no-brainer.
That's probably the only way it would really work. If you're a bowl
other
latherer.
people do it with face lathering, but I would think it would be a lot easier for a bowl lather. Just, let's see what we have here from Disco Dan Canis. VIP page post has been added about which OG scent to bring back. Thank you, Dan. So in the VIP group, and by the way, let's talk about that a little bit. The Shaving Shop Club, you can become a VIP member, and by virtue of becoming a VIP member, you get benefits. So everything you buy comes at a discount to start with, and you have access to exclusive offerings. Now, I know some people don't like that. If you don't like it, don't join.
But it's optional. It's optional.
Yes, you don't have to join.
Some people think still, or they know, but they just will say that, oh, you have to join. You don't have to join. If you want to join. If you don't want, you can still buy most of the stuff that we have. Now, there's some products that we have that are exclusive to the VIP members, and they also get first access to, for example, like Indo Ink and Apricity. They're getting it first. But at some point, in the near future, it'll be available to the public. You're going to pay 20% more, but that's you can't have enough choices in life, right?
For me, here's the way I look at it, because I realize people will criticize you if you say you're doing it based on fear of missing out. So take that off the table entirely. Let's say you're not interested in getting things first. If you buy a couple of sets within 6 months' time, let's say 2, 3, you're going to make back your money there, and so you're even. So if you are a hobbyist, for me, it makes all the sense in the world. I don't have any sense. It makes all the sense in the world because I'm a hobbyist. I'm going to buy several offerings throughout the course of 6 months. If you're going to buy one thing, then I understand it's probably not for you. And for me, I don't ever think twice about it. It's what is it, $12 or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a little over $2 a month. You pay. It's a 6-month
Yeah.
membership. It's $12.95. I mean, it's not a lot.
So
it's not a big.
The only
investment.
reason I went into this is so you'll understand what the VIP thing is. It doesn't matter to me one iota whether you join or don't join, but it's there if you want early access, some things. And Pete has talked about bringing in some additional benefits as well, rolling in some additional benefits. So, that's completely up to you.
Oh, that's right. I wanted to touch on that.
Okay, go ahead.
So I have a new software that that allows me to do certain things, but I have to. It takes a lot of time to create these rules. It's about rules.
Right.
So the whole idea of what I want to do, we hit over 1,000 members, and which is I never thought in a million years we'd have that many, and so we're charging $12.95 for 6 months, which really isn't a lot. But but you know what? Year over year over year over year, you're paying for that. And I want to reward the people that have stuck with me from the very beginning, like you. You're one of them. And there's a lot of guys that have been around just forever, from when I first opened the original shaving shop, even before we had the club. So I want to do so. So I'm going to grandfather in. I'm going to do this really soon. Grandfather in those individuals, like yourself and many others, and you just have lifetime membership. You're like the circle of that. I don't know. I have to come up with some fancy name, but you're just a lifer. You don't have to pay any membership. But I also want what I'm going to do, and this is where it's tricky because of the rules. So each year or every 6 months, I want to reduce the subscription payment. So it's $12.95, then $11.95, $10.95. So in the short term, I mean, so yeah, I'm sacrificing a bit because it's nice having that money coming in, right?
Yeah, a little extra. Little pocket change.
Yeah, but especially when you have 1,000 members, it's kind of nice.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But that's not where I'm making my living, and
right.
And so it gives back, but it's also, I think, a smart business decision. So,
I think anything that rewards your customers and shows them that you appreciate their business is a good thing.
Yeah. So and also longevity. So we want to reward those, especially those people. So my goal is that everyone that we have, they don't pay anything. The membership is free. So you stick with us, we'll stick with you and reward you for your
awesome.
Whatever the word I'm trying to say. I'm half shit. Oh, by the way, I'm drinking the Hennessy. Yeah.
Now, something that some of you may not know, if you're not in the VIP club, there's other things that go on in there that you might not know about. So Pete will sometimes just give stuff away and have contests and whatnot. So, there's informal things and, that are done and discussed. And so it's a nice sort of setting. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of Pete love in there. So there's some fanboys in there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but it's one of those. It is a nice place. People aren't fighting or carrying on, and so it's kind of.
But it's pretty active, which is nice.
It is active.
What's most important. The fanboys, they're great guys, and
well, my favorite of all time was when you made a post in there and you said, man, I've been having trouble getting it. This was last year. I've been having trouble with the shipping. I got to do better and all that. And all the people responded, there's no problem. There's no problem. It's like, What are you doing? He's trying to tell you he's working on something. You're telling them it's okay. Don't do that. And I said,
but you know
man.
what? But it's good to have customers like that. It really is.
Yeah. You know,
but
it's always
it's
nice to
also
have
good to have
supporters.
customers like you. I mean, you tell me you don't sugarcoat anything, and we've had conversations, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so you know, with Chris or for you guys, when we talk, he tells me, you're blowing it. You need to, you really need to improve these.
I tell people that and they don't believe me. They're like, "Oh,
It's
you're just
true.
a lackey for Pete," and I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 no."
Actually, there's been times you've been pretty tough on me.
Yeah. Well, Pete would go, "You're killing me," and I go, "I'm
You're
sorry,
fucking
Pete."
you were killing me.
Not trying to. It's just, it's one of those things where the way I look at it, and I think it's anybody who's, I don't call myself a reviewer, but I show products and I use them and I talk about them while I'm using them. You have to call it straight and even all the time, and you have an obligation to the people who watch you. And there's been people with me the whole time, and I owe it to them to always be honest. And I
Yeah,
can't,
otherwise you lose credibility.
yeah. And so I don't like ever not liking something. I don't like saying anything negative about anything ever. But some things you just can't get around. And I'll give you an example. Pretty soon I'm coming out with a video. It's sort of a fun video on tins. I hate tins. They're terrible for presentation for somebody like me who I want to pick up a soap and show it looking the way you intend it to be seen, not with dents all over and it looking like it came out of
You've done
Sam's
that already.
junkyard.
You've done that already.
But no, this will be this will explain, because the common
Didn't
thing
you
that
throw a tin in the bamboo?
yeah, well, I got 4 tins in a row that were dented. I'm like, I don't want to pay retail price for scratch and dent. I won't even go in the supermarket and pick a can of beans with a dent in it. I'll grab the one that doesn't. I don't want to pay retail for it, is what I'm saying. But anyway, it's always about the environment. And people carry on like there's no environmental concerns with respect to tin. Tin is mined, tin is smelted. Look it up, Google it, folks. Tin is not a pollution-free solution. There's pollution with respect to tin. There's pollution with respect to plastic. I'll get into it in the video, but it's kind of a fun video.
Even probably paper, right?
Because, yeah, everything has a cost. And so we should try to be responsible. We should be better people, is really what it comes down to, and be responsible. And what I try to do personally is every time I'm out, I'm on the beach, I'm at a stream, I'm camping, I pick up everything I see that doesn't belong there. And I try to leave it better than when I arrived in. If everybody took that on and said, hey, I'm going to try to make my surroundings a better place, we'd all be better. But there's so many people who just want to talk about what they're doing and try and not actually doing. So I would say, rather than flapping your gums about things, go pick up some trash. Go actually do something rather than flapping. And so this video that's coming up, it's, I just show the difference between durability. I mean, I literally plunk it like this, and there's dents. And it's like, this is a ridiculous whack solution for anybody who cares about presentation. If you don't care about presentation, it's just fine.
That being said, I used to love the old PAA tent, those big, wide.
I love the round, yeah. I do love
They were very cool, weren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, I love that round, that wide. We used to call them the film canister
right.
tins. But anyway, the reason I mentioned that video is because it's meant to be fun. There's some serious points in it, but I think everybody should make their own choice. But I don't want your choice forced on me. And so if you're selling them, I'm just not going to buy them. And that's nothing personal, because there's a lot of great soap makers who choose that. But just understand that when it gets to me and it looks janky, I'm going to say it looks janky.
There's not that many. There's not that many that are selling them now.
And they have every right to do it. I would never tell anybody you don't have the right to, but I have the right not to buy it, and I have the right to also say it's janky, because it is.
But I don't think there's many. I don't think there's many artisans.
No,
with the exception of maybe 2 or 3.
I hear it sometimes, and then they start carrying on about it, and I'm like, oh, please, please, please. You're not talking to somebody that doesn't care about the same things you care about. I don't buy plastic water bottles. You see them everywhere. I use a filter. Like, I try to do things. I don't like being talked to like I don't do things to help, because I do. And that's sort of that. We should all be better living and probably not so sanctimonious about that sort of issue. It gets under my skin, because every time you bring it up, they're like, oh, I'm doing this and that. And then they wrap it in 25 pounds of plastic to ship it. And I'm like, not on my channel, not that foolishness. Get out of here. But anyway, on to the next subject. Let's take a question. Let's see. Will we get an A&E original scent? Oh, I can say this, personal lubricant. Shady wants to know real bad.
That was shady.
Really, really nice.
Yeah, that'll go over
Uh-oh.
well.
Let's see.
What?
Ghetto Medic.
What?
Where do you get that energy from?
Who?
You.
Oh, that's just me.
High Energy Pete.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's see. When is Cobra Spit Bomb dropping?
So the tins are in.
Check this thing.
Yeah, I have to get the labels printed. I don't know, probably in a couple weeks or so. I've been so bogged down with during my spare time. I'm looking at this real estate and because I was supposed to be out of here. So as you know, but now that I know I have a little bit of a cushion, I can start doing some other things. So and maybe in 2-3 weeks, something like that, maybe sooner.
$400 shavette. He must be talking about the Essence, Titleist Essence razor. That one was in that price range. It's a nice shavette.
Oh, I saw your video on that.
It's nice, but it's
Yeah.
it's pricey for a shavette. Any older scents you plan on re-release? Oh, we talked about that one. There's another vote for a
Yeah,
Project
so
C,
Emerald,
evidently.
yeah, Emerald Moss. We'll probably call it something else, but for
Well-
sure, I would do that. Even though that's kind of a dupe, isn't it, of an old? But it's discontinued that soap. They don't make that soap anymore. I don't think, right? Sir Irish.
Which one?
Sir Irish. Moose?
No, it's not made
Although
anymore. I don't believe.
I think PAA's done that, haven't they?
Yes, they have. It's. I
Have you
can't
tried
remember.
that?
It's a doppelganger. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. Will Vita After Dark be coming out soon?
Oh yes. So so that's gonna have a tequila note. It'll be a little bit darker. Yes, it'll be coming out very soon.
Can I get a that's whack?
That's whack.
That's good stuff. Let's see. Please send a cannabis EDP to Canada for me. One Pass Ben says.
So I promise you that Cannabis Santal will be in an EDP. Yeah. So I'm gonna have.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shady corrected us. It's supposed to be that's whack dog. If you're going to channel David Gonzalez, it's got to be that's whack dog.
Speaking, where's David today?
Did
you fire him? Is he?
He was coaching. He's in coaching season right now.
Oh,
and
is that
I
what
think
it
he had
is?
a personal engagement tonight. I think his daughter's birthday.
I thought I
today.
was like interviewing for his replacement.
No, he's busy coaching. What is the difference? What is something you wish you would have done differently when starting out?
Well, it depends. Starting out in business.
Yeah,
or,
presumably he means business.
I don't. Everything was a learning experience. So early on with the club. So when I first started, for those guys that don't know, that are a lot of, I think, which is wonderful. A lot of these wet shavers are relatively new over the last
That's
couple,
great.
2, 3, 4 years here. So when I first started the original shaving shop, what I didn't make soaps back then. So what I did is I commissioned artisans to make soaps exclusively for me. So they would create something especially for me. Then I thought, I had this brilliant idea. Why don't I come up with something different? What about like an Amazon Prime for wet shavers? And I would have these guys make soaps exclusively for me as well. But also they can sell their own products. And I would, and there would be a membership, but it was a multi-tiered membership. It was very confusing. So I would change that because it was a bit confusing. But honestly, I wouldn't change anything because everything I've done was a learning experience. And for the most part, every decision that I've made strictly from a business perspective has been a pretty good decision. So we've been very methodical. Starting in the kitchen and building that addition, who would have known that we would have grown at the rate that we've grown? Thank God. But I don't think I would change anything. We've never been really hurt. There was that whole episode in the very beginning of the club, and that's when I wanted to quit. So thank God I didn't. But other than that, no, I wouldn't change a darn thing.
Yeah, I think one of the things that if I could do anything different just from a hobbyist perspective, it would be in the past, not being diplomatic and keeping an open mind. In recent years, I have learned to remain teachable and keep an open mind and just try things and try to come into it with somewhat of an open mind. That I think is very valuable. And also trying to be more diplomatic and trying to de-escalate rather than letting your emotions run hot.
There you go. That's one thing I would change for sure.
You have been known to run hot.
Oh, I pissed off so many people, Chris. So, what am I going to do? I am who I am. I really do try. No, I hired Sheila. A lot of you guys don't think
Is Sheila a real person?
She's a real person. But
we have not seen Sheila.
Because she's in the Philippines.
Right.
So there's actually an interesting story. I think I may have told you that. So I won't say who the artisan is because I don't want to embarrass them.
Yeah, we don't.
Although I don't think they would be embarrassed by it. But a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. And I said, I really need to hire somebody. He goes, do what I did. He goes, he's got an assistant. And he gave me the name of the company. He goes, that's what they do. He goes, the Philippines, they're really big on this outsourcing stuff. And they're really, really, really good. And because of the dollar, the exchange rate, it's dirt cheap. I said, well, shit, I'll try that. Especially since a friend of mine has had a good experience. So that's how I met Sheila. So the reason why you haven't seen her, physically, is because she's in the freaking Philippines, and I don't know
every
what the time difference is.
I hear the name Sheila, I'm reminded of the band Ready for the World and the song "Oh Sheila." Remember the video? With
Yeah, I do.
It's, oh Sheila. Good song.
So it was a good song. Actually, I never really liked that song.
Oh, come on.
So anyway, she does exist, and so that's one regret is that I could be a bit moody at times, and I tell you what, especially when things are really bad with shipping, and I was getting I was getting so many complaints. Chris, you have no idea how bad it was. But I also I would also get and then when you change the software, we fucked up so bad. It was so bad.
I made an order and there was like 3 items. And see, I ship stuff all the time, so I know roughly what it costs. And so it was like, this was when the software was jacked up. And so it was like $15 for 3 items. And I was like, I did a video. Now, this is one of the examples of me being hard on Pete. I did an example. I had a flat rate medium box. I said, how many soaps can you fit in a flat rate medium? And it was like 12 or whatever. There's 3 in here. 12. Anyway, that was an example of me saying, this is, and turns out there was an issue. Of course, I didn't know about that at the time, but, that was a great one. Like, because I literally filled the box up to go, how many soaps can you get in a flat rate medium? Because it's a lot for 3 items.
Right.
But anyway, it was fun. It was a fun video, I'll say. They want to know if they can get a rant about samples. And by the way, for those of you who are new, you don't understand what it was like early on when everybody was asking for samples, and he was like, I'm not going to do samples. I'm not going to do samples.
Yeah.
It was so much so
that was probably...
Pete made a video where he said, I'm not going to do samples. And then I cut parts of it and says, I'm going to do samples. And he was holding up samples. And he was mean, merciless. It was like every meme was like some guy being mad in the meme.
And that went on for weeks, those memes, right?
It was fun.
So that video is still up, by the way. That's probably the classic of all classics as far as my videos anyway. That's a good one. Yeah, and I never prepared for my video, my videos. A lot of guys I would just turn on the camera. I had no idea what I would say, and I would just talk to the camera just like
Sometimes it would fall off.
Yeah, of course.
The camera would fall off the mirror or whatever it was on. It happened.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got here. The enabled shavers. What would you consider? This is a good question because I saw something tonight on your site. It said, would you consider using Afterpay? And I saw tonight an option or Shop Pay installments,
Hmm.
which is like Afterpay. So the enabled shaver wanted to know if you were adding Afterpay, but I think you have Shop Pay enabled on
Yes.
your site. But so there you have it. You can use Shop Pay
Hmm.
if it's available in your state. Let's see. Can Pete talk about tracking numbers? I don't know what that's in reference to.
Probably shipping. I don't. What do you want to know? Um, so emails are sent automatically. At least they're
Like
supposed to be.
12 at a time.
Is it still 12 at a time?
No, there's quite a few, but it's not
Yeah.
that many.
So because guys were complaining that they weren't getting tracking numbers, I
We
ended
get
up
them now.
getting this app, this add-on app for Shopify. Yeah, so now there's no way you can miss them. But in addition to that, there's a place within the website that allows you to just type in a tracking number, or you can just put in your email address and you can get the update.
Awesome. So Mayday wants to know when I decided to shave my head. March will make 5 years for me, so it's been 5 years.
Has it been 5 years?
March. So it's 4 years.
Jesus.
It was 4 years in March, 5 years. So, and I don't regret it because, the hair was in retreat.
You look honestly, you look so much younger.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, you look like an old man before.
I did
Now
look
you
like
look
a
like
little
a young
old man.
guy.
Let's see. Razor Ray wants to know, will Alexandria soaps be available in K2?
We've never had that discussion. It's really up to them. I mean,
Thank you.
if they want to pay, for K2.
So we got about 5 minutes left.
Kaizen's not bad though. The original
No,
Kaizen
is not bad. And I'm sorry, there will be questions I can't get to. I appreciate Pete. He has gone above and beyond lately, even for you. It's fun. Oh, did Marion ever get his cherry pie?
Oh, we sent it. We sent it to his ex-wife.
Oh.
It was in his address, his old address was in the system. So Evelyn, instead of using the address, I said, Marion Hickson, have you sent out Marion's?
Oh,
so she just
hilarious.
went into Stamps. She found him and just sent it there. So
there's another funny story. It's not really funny. It's sad, but he lost a Drew Dick razor in that same fashion, a custom expensive razor.
Because it was sent to, oh shit.
And the mailman, the mail carrier, I should say, signed for it. Weirdly, it was a bad thing. Drew Dick really came through and took care of him, though.
He's a good guy, Drew. I actually met him in London when I was out there. Yeah, he's a really cool guy.
Boy, man, there's one thing about the fans of A&E. They always want the older scents and the new bases. They are probably merciless on you about, when's this coming out in the K2E? So that's another gentleman wants to know when some of the older scents are coming out in the K2E.
You know what the funny thing is? I've had people complain that my most recent releases are in K2E because it's more expensive. But I have the other guys that are saying, we want more in K2E, and I did I don't know if you saw, I did a poll. I wanted to know if the guys have noticed a significant difference between Kaizen 2 and K2E, and overwhelmingly yes. And they want more in K2E.
Now,
so I don't know.
You better go ask someplace else, Pete, because them people in there are going to say, "Oh, it's the greatest thing." You could.
Well, you know what? They're very, very, very bright wet shavers.
Oh yeah.
The most intelligent wet shavers in the industry.
They are definitely experienced, and they love good products, but they are biased.
No, they're just smart.
I'm just giving them a hard time. Let's see. Do you prefer Peter or Pete? I don't know if that was a loaded question.
I go by both, so
okay.
I have no preference.
Let's see what we got here. Is it a trade secret how you pour your soap into containers? I don't know.
No. So I have these big vats, right? So I don't feel like...
Don't fall in.
Yeah, so the one vat that I have one that's like double the size now that's in the box. But so I can do 400 at a time. And what I do is, and it's a double boiler, right? So it keeps it nice and warm for a very, very long time. I can actually keep it in there for days if I wanted to, and I've done that before. So what I do is I'll usually take like, either batches of, from the batch of 400, either batches of, like today we did 50 of a few different soaps, just for inventory. So we'll put it in big 5-gallon buckets and do batches of, 50 or more, and add whatever we add to it. I have something called, we call it secret sauce here. So
Okay.
I do some things after saponification, after the fact, and there's a mixture that I add depending on the base. So with I'll just say that with the emu oil, it's after the fact, and some other stuff. So we'll do batches of 50 or 100, and then what we do. So now, because this way it's still liquidy and it's easier to work with, and then we just pour in and weigh each one out.
Gotcha. See, now, weighing, here's the thing. Lord Shady is triggered anytime somebody receives a soap and it looks like some has been scooped out. And I told him what I'm speculating what has happened is they probably over poured in that container and they just scooped a little bit out. Maybe they were short in another and just kind of put it in there or something like that.
I can't speak for others, but we've done that. So we're weighing it, and maybe I'll pour a little bit, so it'll be
right,
half ounce over, whatever, and but it's still liquid. So, but then at that point we bang it, on the table. It's all a manual process. So I mean we're doing a lot more volume, but we're still.
That's where the special sauce came from. I'm thinking. Okay, question. Do you have a preference?
You just cut me off. You're becoming a professional like this now.
Do you have a preference for aggressive or comfortable shaves? What's your preference?
Me or you?
Do you want to get really close or comfortable?
So I prefer an aggressive razor. So I don't like mild razors so much. So I used to have the old. Do you remember the old Gillette blue and black? And so I always went with the red tip. And even now, the red tip compared to like the Timeless, the what is there? Is it 0.95?
Timeless?
Yeah. The blade gap. I think they're 0.95.
Oh, it's 95?
Yeah.
They have, 95.
No, they had several, but
and
I think that's
6'8", 95.
Yeah. So I prefer a larger blade gap. I like to feel the blade.
Yeah, me too. So there was a question about the multiple updates, but we talked about that one, so you don't have to get into that. Let's see. A&E Crope closer to a cream, please. No, I don't want it.
So someone's asking for something more of a.
That's Disco Dan Canis.
Oh, that was Dan?
Me, I'm liking soaps more to the firm side these days.
I think more and more guys are. I think more and more people. I did receive some complaints, especially here in the actually everywhere. So I was going to say especially in Europe, but that's not true. But some guys in Europe, some guys in the U.S. I think most would prefer a harder soap because the trend was, and I fell into that, going with a softer soap.
Yeah.
So
I'm seeing now people going the other way, which I'm like, yeah.
So we're going more firm with our soaps, and it's not just the K2E. All of our soaps are more firm now.
DCS wants to know what was the blade of the day. For me today, Carlos, it was Benchmade Mini Grip. Mini Grip Killian was the blade of today. Let's see. Banaka? I think Banaka. Are you ever going to have a man model on a soap label? Ooh. And might I suggest Marion? No, I'm kidding. Marion's already been on a label.
Which label?
The Turkish coffee one. We have a picture of Marion when he just had the stash. He looks exactly like that guy.
Just like him. It does.
Yeah. So
Banaka,
there has been a guy on the label, but Banaka's wanting to, spread the love a little bit.
Maybe we'll have you as a model.
Oh, I would not be a good model.
Just don't show no nip. Actually, maybe Nate. With his
Nate's already
maybe
been on
maybe
there.
that'll just his face. So maybe to
That's
get
enough. We don't want to see
all the
any more than
female,
that.
all the female wet shavers, we need Mel's nips.
Male.
Or Nate. I'm sorry, not Mel. Nate's nips.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm going to miss some questions because I'm going to wrap it here in just a moment.
Why are you rapping? I'm just getting ready. I'm just warming up.
I know. That's why I'm going to have to wrap it up before you say something that gets us both in trouble. Let's see. Pedro Fiasco. Is the Pedro Fiasco stint still the Reflection Man scent? Is your regular soap?
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
but I think so there's no confusion when I release this. I'll probably phase that out. Yeah, so when I release the Pedro Fiasco brand, I'll get rid of the Pedro Fiasco soap in an A&E.
Marion says he's sexy. Marion, he's sexier than Nate. I tell you, Marion does like stronger scents. So, I mean, he's got that going for him at least. That's for sure. Let's see. Would you ever consider making matching aftershave bombs with future soap releases?
Yeah. So we have something called the rice serum. Have you tried that, the rice serum?
I'm not a bomb person, but no, I haven't tried it.
It's really, really good. So, of course, I'm going to say that, but it's really.
No,
good.
I was laughing.
What? So the answer is yes. Although, you don't need it. What the hell do you need it for? But yeah, I can make more money with selling an aftershave splash and a matching balm. And some people want to do that. They want a whole set. Jesus, you don't even need my aftershave splash. Because the post shave is so damn good. I don't use my own splash. When I'm shaving,
we just had a conversation with a group of fellows the other day, and we were kind of cracking on people that were like, my soap post is so great, but you got to buy that splash too. And you just said the opposite. So guys who I was talking to, that's kind of funny because there was like, we were just saying, yeah, but you need the balm and you need the splash. The post is great, but you know, it's just. I think some people just like having all those options.
They like
if your skin is dry, you
like the routine.
Additional.
I think wet shavers, the hobbyists, they love the routine. They just love the whole idea of you're wet shaving. You're very traditional. You're adding the splash like your grandfather used to do, or your father, and you had this opportunity for a balm. So they like the routine, but do you need it?
I got to say, Pete, that is quite a piece of candor there. Because who says when they're on a show and prospective buyers are out there, you don't need the splash? Like, who does that?
Well, because I'm half in the bag, number one. And number two, but I'm just a hobbyist too. Listen, if my business went down the shithole and I'm at the diner washing dishes at night, I'm still going to be wet shaving, and I'm going to be posting my shaves of the day, just like I did.
Your tattoos are going to get a lot worse if that happens.
Yeah, maybe.
You're going to be moving back into the add-on to the house.
It could be. But I mean, I'm just like you guys. I just happen to take a chance and think that I can possibly make soaps, and I guessed right. That's really how it happened.
Well, that's good. You've definitely captured lightning in a bottle, I guess, so to speak. I don't know how it transpired, but it's just one of those things where
it's amazing,
taking some risks.
Honestly, it's
taking
amazing.
some risks have paid off, and so
it's amazing. Who would have thought?
Happy for you.
Who would have thought? Really?
It was not expected.
It wasn't expected. Even for me, it wasn't expected. I just, like I told you, so I worked for this British software development company, and they just would wire me. So I was an employee, but I wasn't legally an employee. They would just wire me money, and I was a 1099 employee. So I never had a 401k or pension and everything, and I spent money like a drunk sailor on payday. So, I knew I was fucked. Once I turned 50, I said, oh, fuck, what the hell? I have nothing. So I figured, all right, I need to do something. I need to come up with something because I'm going to have to work until I'm dead,
Right.
or have some kind of something going on. Well, and then because my daughter had mentioned, you know what, Daddy, you should sell your soaps and open up a business. So, and that's how it originally started. And but who would have thought? But it was supposed to be for retirement, really. And now we're making a living. And now this is going to be the fourth move in 2 years. So I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn. But fuck, has there? I don't know if there's been anything like this where the growth in such a short period of time. Now, granted, I was very lucky because I was a wet shaver, so guys knew me from wet shaving. Guys knew me from my YouTube channel, so I had a built-in audience and had a built-in customer base right from the get-go, which helped me a lot. So if I just came in from nowhere and I'm Joe Schmo off the streets and I'm making soaps, it'll be harder to break in. But that helped me a great deal. But the growth that we experienced and still experience, I can't believe it. I never, ever, ever expected this. Never. And I didn't even know if I could make freaking soaps. I really didn't. I was amazed. But Chris, when I made my first batch, I know you probably have to go, although I'm good for another few hours. But when I made I made my first batch, and my wife's she had a miniature crock pot like this, right? And I made my first batch. I just guessed at the ratios. I knew what I wanted because I was a wet shaver. So I knew I wanted tallow. I love lanolin soaps because I loved Cold River Soap Works. They had lanolin.
Yes.
So I was really into their soaps at the time. And so I knew I wanted lanolin. I wanted a really good post shave, which I was always into. I wanted something slick. I wanted so I knew what I wanted, and I guessed at the ratios. And Chris, I swear to God, I had this stainless steel spoon. I dipped it in the crock pot, and I let it harden a bit. And I was using that as my bowl. I was right for the spoon. I was lathering it up, and I said, "Holy shit, this is lathering." And I put it on my face, and it was as good as some of the artisans that I would be buying their soaps from. I couldn't believe it. So holy shit, maybe I'm onto something. And that's how it all began. And it wasn't really that long ago. So I'm very, 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 very lucky, very fortunate. And especially after losing my job, I mean, what the hell would I do? I'm 58 years old. I would, there's not a big market for 58-year-old guys.
You don't look a day over 57.
Well, thank you. So I'm very, very lucky. So I just want to give back whenever I can because I'm incredibly fortunate.
You've done it all.
Yeah.
You've done it all. You've said it all. You've probably gotten yourself into some trouble this evening. Maybe. I'm sure something will come up. Someone will complain.
It will come up. It will come up because I did mention something. Another platform.
Well, you just, keep making the soap, keep doing what you're doing. And I, again, would like to reiterate, we really appreciate the generosity and sort of spreading some love and just also some enthusiasm throughout the groups with in the Lather and Blade group, giving away soaps via contest in the VIP group. And just
that was fun.
Tester, just really doing a lot, and we appreciate that. There's a lot of great people in this hobby, as you know, and I think I'm wishing you continued success. I hope you'll find a place that works out well for you. The service side seems like it's tightening up, so that's really great. I'm really happy to hear about that. And I want to thank everybody who joined us tonight, the 40 of you, or almost 50 who remain. There's been quite a few people throughout. We really appreciate you. I know asking almost 2 hours of your time is a lot. We typically don't do this, but since Pete was here tonight, Pete's got to talk a little bit. He's got to get it off his chest.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
last
good for
words,
2
Pete.
hours. No, I just want to thank you for calling me. Anytime you need me, I'll be your fill-in.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate you. Don't forget, Sunday, blue for mesothelioma awareness. And think about our good friend, Kim Gray. thanks to everybody who's contributed in the effort. Jason from the Razor Company, thanks Pete for doing what he's been doing as well. Most importantly, thank you all. We really appreciate you. Until next time, you guys have a great night and God bless.
Cheers.
See you later.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.